Hi everyone, I'm glad you're here. Thank you very much for joining me. It is Wednesday, August 11th, 2024. 23 years since, 9/11. Such a tragic event with ongoing health effects for so many people. 88 reports of a fireball seen over the east coast of the United States. But actually what it turned out to be is a SpaceX Dragon capsule that was shot up. A U.S. billionaire aiming to perform the first private spacewalk was blasted off from Florida on board a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket. 4 private astronauts blasted off into space early on Tuesday. They were on board a modified SpaceX Crew Dragon capsules, kicking off the company's 5-day Polaris Dawn mission, which aims to test a new spacesuit design and conduct the first private spacewalk. The crew consists of the billionaire, Jared Isaacman, a retired military fighter pilot, and 2 SpaceX employees. They lifted off from NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida at about 5:23 a.m. Here's one of the images that was sent into AMS. It's on a video here that you can watch on the American Meteor Society webpage. The billionaire, Jared Isaacman, was just a high school dropout living in his parents' basement in New Jersey before he became a tech billionaire. And now a space tourist set to conduct the first private spacewalk in history. The spacewalk is scheduled for Thursday and is designed in part to test a new upgraded space suit before the crew of 5 splash down back off the coast of Florida. The spacecraft, named Resilience, which launched on Tuesday, will also venture further than anyone has since NASA's Apollo program ended in the 1970s, reaching an orbit of 870 miles. Evidently, they're going to be using only the oxygen from their space suits. The crew will also conduct up to 40 experiments, including inter-satellite laser communication between the spacecraft and SpaceX Starlink satellite constellation. Tech entrepreneur Jared Isaacman is sharing the cost of the flight and is accompanied by a pair of SpaceX engineers and a former U.S. Air Force pilot. The CEO and the founder of the credit card processing company, Shift4, declined to say how much money he invested in the flight. "We're really starting to push the frontiers with the private sector," said William Gerstenmaier, a SpaceX vice president who once headed space mission operations for NASA. The mission, called Polaris Dawn, is the first of 3 trips that Isaacman bought. He bought it from SpaceX founder Elon Musk 2.5 years ago. Soon after returning from his first private SpaceX spaceflight in 2021, he raised hundreds of millions of dollars for St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital, a leading pediatric cancer center in the U.S. Someone that is actually spending the money for something very good. Yeah, St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Hundreds of millions of dollars he has given them. Amazing. Boy, I wish there was more people like that in the world. Now, the spacewalk, which is scheduled to last 2 hours, is considered one of the riskiest parts of the space flight and has been the sole realm of professional astronauts since the former Soviet Union popped open the hatch in 1965, closely followed by the U.S. Isaacman and SpaceX Sarah Gillis will test their new astronaut suits by twisting their bodies while maintaining a hand or a foot touching the capsule. There will be no floating in space at the end of a tether or with jetpacks. The aim is to make space suits an easier fit for all shapes and sizes of astronauts to reduce the cost of human spaceflight and make it more commonplace. While some people are critical of the billionaires buying their way into space, history as amateur astronauts. In this case, Isaacman is the commander of the mission and the most experienced astronaut on board, as he is the only crew member has been to space before. He said, "I wasn't alive when humans walked on the moon. I certainly like my kids to see humans walking on the moon and Mars and venturing out and exploring our solar system," the 40-year-old Isaacman said before liftoff. He's evidently married with 2 children. Can you imagine that? A high school dropout who is now a billionaire, a self-made man. Just shows you, if you're in the right place at the right time, yeah, the things that you can do are just amazing if you have the willpower and the brains. Here's some of the felt reports that were sent in. It says, strange that this was moving slower than a plane in front of it. Let's see, what else would they say? The color, do they have a color? It was white. No sound. There was a boom noise, not too loud, it said. Another report said the object had a haze of light around it, in a cone shape, but with very little tail. Soon as I saw the image that was posted here on AMS, I knew it had to be a rocket. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? This is evidently looking up on the side of their house. You can see the gutters here. I might panic a little bit if I saw it at first, depending on how fast it would be flying. You know, my first thought would be incoming rocket from World War III. Yeah, this thing was huge, just huge. This looks like an image across a field. Yeah, just amazing. Here's one from a parking lot, it looks like. Maybe a mall or a restaurant. And another, it looks like it's from a dash cam. Yeah, you can see all the pictures here on AMS. Just amazing. Did you get to see it? Were you lucky enough to see it? What were your first thoughts when you saw this blasting off, going across the night sky? Here's another report, said the color was white and blue. The tail end had split into 2 different trails behind the meteor, so they didn't realize it was a rocket. Here's another image that was sent in by David P., it says. I don't know if there's a comment on here. Light blue, light green. Timothy S. also sent in an image that evidently came from Boone, North Carolina. There's even a report from close to Cleveland, it looks like. It says, I run at the same time most mornings and have never seen anything like this. Oh, they got an image. Okay. Looking down the street, it looks like. Pepper Pike, Ohio. Amanda from Laurelville, Ohio, said it was light yellow when they saw it. They didn't hear any sound. Glowing train that lingered as the ball disappeared. So, yeah, the trajectory doesn't show that it came from Florida. Let me pull this out a little bit. I wonder if this was one of the engines of the rocket that they saw. I don't know. Were you able to see it? Put your comments down below. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll talk to you later. God bless you. Bye.